I'll take that. Welcome to another how-to, I guess we're going to call this series, here on the Stickboys. It's cold and nasty outside. There's a huge winter storm just came through, and we're still sitting at around 8 inches of snow, and so not a whole lot going on except for the wood stove and basement projects. But it is an exciting day here at the Lewis household because I got my new baby, and that's my new bow from Kagan up at Omega. Just came in today. Postal Service did their job. They didn't mess it up like they do so often. No offense to the Postal Service, but anyways, they got it in here, and so today's going to be the day I'm going to be playing with this and getting it set up. And one of the questions I told you guys that we wanted to, one of the things that we wanted to do with these how-to videos is kind of answer and field some questions that we get a whole lot on the channel. And if you go back, you can test me on this. If you'll go back to any video we have all the way through, there will be multiple comments about the setup. What bow is that? What poundage are you shooting? What is this? What is that? And I always have to go back and copy and paste the answers because it's typically the same thing. So I figured this time I want to create, and again, like we said on the last video, wanted to create some content that we can just drop a link and say, hey, if you want to find out more about this setup, you can check it out right here. And it's more streamlined, and you know, a lot of guys seem to be interested in that kind of thing. So here we go. We're not really good at this. This isn't my cup of tea. My cup of tea is being about 25 feet in the air, launching pointy projectiles at my food. But we're gonna do our best at this, and hopefully you'll see how we set this up. So most of the videos that you've seen here in the last little bit, I've been using this Omega Spirit. This bow is 64 inches. It's 47 pounds at 28 inches. I draw more like 29, so I'm probably just over that. It's, you know, it's like I said, 64-inch bow. It's got a carbon core. You hear that a lot, and for you newer guys, what the carbon does is it might pick up a touch of speed, not much. More than anything, it makes it more stable, left and right. And so the carbon is, it makes it more stable. It also makes it more durable. So this one, I really like the carbon core in it. This bow, I have shamelessly told Kagan 152,000 times that this is the best bow that Kagan has ever made. And it's like, oh, he likes the Spirit. It ain't just that it's the Spirit. This is literally, in my opinion, the best bow that Kagan has ever made, like this specific bow. And so I told him, we were talking about some of his newer models, and I told him, I said, you got a lot to live up to, because I'm going to tell you, that bow has been my favorite. Unfortunately, Kagan can't make these anymore. There was some issues with suppliers, and he can't get the products that he needs to make this the way he needs to make it to have the performance that this one has. So this one currently isn't being offered, although in the future when he starts talking about different stuff, I'm going to throw in there, hey, you should think about that Spirit again, because I've absolutely loved this bow. And if you check out the channel, you can see a bunch of animals that have been taken with this bow. Like I said, it's been absolutely my favorite. And so when I decided that I wanted to try a different bow, I told him, I said, you know, it needs to be like this one, because this one right here is my go-to. I'm not a guy that shoots 5, 6, 7 different bows. That's a cool thing with traditional archery, is you can change your setup a lot if that's your cup of tea. I'm not really that guy. I like to pick a bow and I stick with it. I've had this one for I think 3 years now, and this has been my baby. Shoot all tournaments with it. I shoot, you know, whether chasing turkeys, deer, hogs, squirrels, groundhogs at my mother-in-law's, I'm taking this bow because this is my baby. But we're going to see how this one stacks up, because I've heard a lot that this one's going to take this one off the throne. So let's talk about the new one. Now, before I get into how I set this up, I want to start with a disclaimer, and that is this. I am not in any way, shape, or form unbiased. I am as biased as it gets. I'll tell you why. I have shot Kagan's bows for 11 years now. I have taken them all over the country. I have dropped them out of tree stands. I have dropped them in mud pits in Georgia. I've dropped them out of boats in Georgia. I have taken out branches from tree stands so that I could shoot. I don't use shears. I use my bow limb and whack them out of the way. All of that. And I've never had any issue. Like I said, these are the bows that I've shot for years. So do not think that I am trying to be unbiased. I am very biased. You know, I'll just throw that straight out there. I'm biased. I love his bows. I love the design. And so keep that in mind as you go. This is a great bow for me. You know, his bows have been a great bow for me for 11 years. That don't mean they'll work for you. I think they probably would if you keep a couple things in mind. But like I said, I will throw that disclaimer out that I am not unbiased. I'm very biased. These are my favorite bows and my favorite bowyer on the planet. This is a Royal Huntsman. It is his kind of top of the line model. This bow will run you, I'm probably going to say this wrong and have to put in either in this corner or that corner what the actual price is. I'm going to say this bow I think is just over $700. I could be wrong. It'll be in one of these corners. It's going to be around the $700 mark. This is a 62-inch bow. He offers this in 62, 66, and 70 depending on what you want. This one particular bow is 46 at 28. This is a brown glass. I really like the look of it, and it's a wood core. It's either a maple or hickory. I'll have to put it up in the corner which one it is. It's not a carbon core. It is a wood core. Kagan's bows all come with a lifetime warranty. If something were to happen, design flaws, Kagan is really, again, I've known this guy for a long time, and again, I'm not even going to act like I'm biased because I'm not. Kagan's a fantastic human being. If something goes wrong with this bow, if you order one of these bows, something goes wrong, Kagan will make it right. He sent me his personal bow a couple of different times for various different reasons. But so that's just the overall specs of it. It's like I said, it's 62 inches, 46 pounds at 28. I'm probably going to be more like 47 and a half because I have a 29-inch draw length. But that's the brief overview. This one is a 10-ring string. Alan Schaefer builds a fantastic string. I don't know if that'll focus or not. Alan builds a fantastic string. I can build my own strings. I've done it for years. It's not that difficult, but I can't make them look like Alan can, and it takes me a whole lot longer, and if I can spend 25 bucks and not have to do it, I'm spending the 25 bucks. And Alan, I can't make them look like Alan's. Alan's are fantastic. So that's what's on this bow is a 10-ring. I think he's building with Mercury now. So that's what all my bow setups have been. So like I said, there are several different things that make this bow the kind of bow that is right up my alley, and why Kagan immediately said you need this bow. And when I was talking about, he said you need a 62-inch bow, you need this one, it needs to be that. There are several different reasons for that. Number one, I prefer a longbow over a recurve. And for you guys that are brand new to traditional, or maybe you're just trying to get started, there's a lot of differences between a longbow and a recurve. A recurve overall is easier to shoot, just period. It's usually cut more to center. It usually fits your hand better if you're coming from a compound. It's typically just easier to shoot. Now, that doesn't mean that longbows don't have their advantages as well. For me, the biggest thing is durability and simplicity. Hard hitting, what I would call a working man's bow. It's not going to win any beauty competitions, but if you put it head to head with any $1,200, $1,500 bow on the market, you're probably going to have your feelings hurt by this bow right here. Because I've shot those bows, I've shot side by side with those bows, and I've had those owners shoot these bows, and they're usually a little sad because they usually shoot them, and that's not a bash to anybody. It's just facts. It'll shoot with anything, and that's what Kagan goes for. He goes for performance, not as much the aesthetics. And there's bowyers out there, if that's your thing, if you like the aesthetics, knock your socks off, man. That's the great thing about traditional, is there are so many options. I'll quit rambling. What these bows and what the Spirit and what this bow has going for it, in my opinion, is with the longbow, it's a lot more, in my opinion, durable and simpler. And what I mean by that is, when I come out of a tree stand and I've walked 2.5 miles back to a tree stand, I have sat all day. It's November 12th. I'm in another state, or I'm at home, and whatever it is, I've sat all day. I'm tired. I want to go home. I'm hungry, and I probably miss my little girl. I don't want to have to get back and think about anything. For a longbow, this is the advantage. To me, I get back to my truck, I put it under my right foot, do the push-pull method, I unstring it, and I don't set it in some kind of random case or do any kind of ritual. I literally pitch it in the truck. And I'll open the back door, throw it in the truck, and move on. With a longbow, you can do that. With like a takedown recurve, that's a recipe for disaster. You're going to knock things off, and it's going to be a little more finicky. Also, if you've paid $1,500, $2,000 for a bow, that's obviously not going to work for you. And then the next morning when I want to go hunting again, I'm just going to take this under my foot. I'm going to string it right back up just like that, and hey, we're right back to work. That simplicity, that seems like a really stupid reason as to why I would choose a bow, but you would not believe how aggravating it is for me to have to do anything other than that, because I'm sitting there thinking, I don't want to have to do this. It's a tool. I look at this like a shovel on a job site. It's a tool. It's a tool that enables me to do fun things that I really enjoy. If this one breaks, like that Spirit, I love that Spirit. It's my favorite bow that I've ever had from Kagan. If it breaks tomorrow, I'm going to go, dang, that's really sad. I love that bow. And I'm going to text Kagan and say, hey, my Spirit broke. I need to buy another one, or I need to get another one built, or whatever it is. It's just a tool is what I'm trying to say. And so that's kind of how I look at it. I know guys probably will flame me in the comments for that and be like, I can't believe that it is more than this. And that's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. And that's how I look at it. So that's the long version of why a longbow fits me better than a recurve. So I'm gonna shoot a lighted knock on here so you can see the air flight just a little bit better. I'll take that. That's only like 11-ish yards, but as you can see, it shoots pretty good, and it shoots the same arrows that I've been shooting, and you know that you've seen me shoot on here forever. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna swap out about 3 of these field points for some hammerheads, and let's get out in the woods and have some fun, because this inside gear talk's about to drive me crazy. Let's get. So I've got several goals out here this afternoon. It's after work here in January, and as you can see, we had a pretty good snowstorm come through, and I've got several goals. I wanted to come out here and scout this property, and I wanted to get this bow out some more. So a lot of people have been asking about this bow since I got it the other day. I filmed some stuff the other day about just getting it out of the box and getting it set up, and this is what I've come up with. And I'm a few hundred shots into it now. I'm probably pushing 1,000 arrows at this point, and there's some things about it that are absolutely fantastic, and I figured some of you would be interested in. If you're not interested in that kind of thing, there are three different other playlists that I'll link in the description, and actually you can check them out on the channel. It's bow hunting, turkeys, deer, and hogs. But I know a lot of guys are going to ask me about this, so I thought I would go ahead and put a review on this, just to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like I said in the earlier video from the other day, this is a 62-inch Royal Huntsman from Omega. It is in the, it's called spec something. Spec, I don't know how to say it. I'm not even gonna try to say it. I'll pop it in on the screen right now. Spec something kind of wood. It's got an orange thing, which I really like. My little girl's named Clementine, so it kind of matches her, and I kind of like that. But it's a real pretty bow. It's got an Imperial riser. Those of you that are Omega fans and have shot Omegas, you'll notice that the riser is very familiar, and that's because it's the same riser as an Imperial, which has been one of my favorite bows that I've ever had from Kagan. So I'm out here shooting it, and the things that I've noticed right off the bat is any of Kagan's bows, performance-wise, are going to outperform their price tag. This one is absolutely no different. I would say that this is probably the fastest bow that he's ever built for me, which is saying a lot. If you guys, those of you that know me, know how much I love my Spirit. This actually, I think, is a little bit faster than the Spirit. With this big riser, there's absolutely no hand shock at all. Again, this bow is 62 inches. I don't have a really long draw length. I'm at 29 inches, but there's no stack at 29 inches. I can't speak for 30 or 31 because I can't draw that. He builds his bow in 62, 66, and 70, so that is something that you could check out if you're more of a foam type guy than hunting. Then maybe you might want to be at the 66 or 70, or if you've got a really long draw length. For me, I would trade every world title on the planet, target wise, for an 80-pound doe on opening day. I'm a bow hunter at heart. That's just how I am. So the 62 inches is absolutely perfect for me. It throws these arrows. These are 564 grain day 6 500s. With 300, it's got 350 total up front, so it's a pretty beefy arrow, and it shoots these things absolutely fine. There's the trajectory is just like it should be. In my opinion, I can pick a spot out to 25 yards, and it doesn't really drop that much. My eye has adjusted to it very fast. Yeah, other than that, as far as fit and finish, it's just like any other one of Kagan's bows. If you're looking for a really high-end bow, like you're looking for an exotic wood and you want a bow to put on a mantle and show people, this isn't the bow for you. None of Kagan's bows probably are the bow for you. These bows, in my opinion, are absolutely gorgeous, but you're not going to get the like black and white ebony top woods, African woods that a lot of people go for on you know, really high-end bows. You know, your $1,000 to $2,000 top bows. But for me, this is absolutely perfect. It's a bow that I can string and unstring with my foot. You know, I'm not afraid to throw it in the truck. I'm not afraid to drop it out of a tree stand. I'm not afraid to knock limbs out of a tree with it, like I said in the video the other day. I'm not afraid of any of that with this bow, and I'm really excited. This is going to be I've got a really big fall coming up. We all at the Stickboys have a really big fall coming up this coming year. We're going to start off in Kentucky. Then we're going to hunt a little bit in Ohio / here in North Carolina. And then we got a 2-week trip to Iowa planned, and back to Ohio and North Carolina, and we'll probably finish the year in Georgia, like always. So really big fall. I'm really excited to get this thing out here. Again, at 40, it's 46 pounds, which to me, you know, that's all I ever want. I wouldn't hesitate shooting anything that I've ever been around in North America. I think you would be fine talking with a lot of guys that do it quite often. You'd be fine on elk with that weight, and it's a good weight to shoot. You know, we're going down to Georgia here in about 2 weeks. You'll see the video coming out, and of course this bow will be with me. It'll be nasty and muddy, but we're going to try to get some blood on it. But anyways, fantastic bow. It's a Royal Huntsman. I'll link it down in the description. Again, this video, if you notice, there's been a couple videos here in the past. We're kind of trying to get some content out that we constantly need that we never have. This is part of this. Several people have asked about a bow review on this bow, and then more so than that, several people will always ask what the setup is when we're hunting. And so I know when I take a deer with this in September, immediately the first or second comment is going to be, what's your setup, what's the poundage? And so I kind of wanted to create this content so that I can just put this link to this video in and not have to type out the same thing 62 times. So hopefully, you know, if you're in the market, there's deer blowing at me. If you're in the market for a bow, you're in the market for a longbow, give it a check it out. You know, Kagan, if you got any questions, call Kagan, or you can message us and we can answer them the best we can. But I will tell you right now, I am as impressed with this bow as I have been with any bow he's built me, and that's saying something because I have shot only his bows for 11 years now. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna hammer this stump one more time because I really like the look of it. Then I'm gonna ease back to the house and hug that pretty little girl of mine. But stay with us. We'll try to do a couple more how-to type stuff. Might do an actual setup video. We're definitely gonna have some more scout content coming to you. If you haven't already, go down and hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit the little bell icon, let you know when we drop stuff. Also, if you're looking for Stickboys merchandise, we get this question a lot. We have a store on Teespring that'll be linked in the description. If you want a hat, we got some toboggan type stuff going on, as well as some other kind of ball cap tops. If you're interested in that kind of thing, find us on Instagram or Facebook and shoot us a message, and we'll get you hooked right up. So stick with us, and we'll see you next time. Oh, getting old. My knee hurts. My knee hurts so bad. You dead.